Have you ever wondered and stopped to see that Rúben Amorim's time at Manchester United starts this season? What are the changes, notable, visible changes that's taking place ever since the Arsenal kickoff? We're going to talk about that one. Relentlessness is the key, but also 2 weeks less left in the transfer window. And the key player that holds the card if Manchester United will go for another midfielder and a goalkeeper is Alejandro Garnacho. And there is massive development, according to Fabrizio Romano and the mainstream media, regarding Alejandro Garnacho. I'm going to talk to you about that one, and potentially could Manchester United go back in for Beleba after the sales of Ganacho? Well, stick around and let's discuss this. Cool and composed. This is Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV, bringing it to you real and raw. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and let's send this transfer boom.
And Ganacho!
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Will you be in the dugouts at Old Trafford on Sunday? I will be here. Definitely. I don't know.
Okay, let's go.
So good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this channel on this day of recording, which is the 20th, and we are 10 days left out of the transfer window. We're going to address the elephant in the room here, and that is Alejandro Garnacho, which is on everyone's lips, because Fabrizio Romano came out to say yesterday the triangle drama regarding Garnacho only wants Chelsea and Manchester United. Omar Berrada has excellent relationship with the Chelsea hierarchy, and there is led to believe that there will be a deal. Here we go very soon.
If you follow my channel here on YouTube and all my platforms, you know that I always told you since July, my feeling is Garnacho will go to Chelsea. This will be a here we go. And I maintain my position because maybe in the media this deal is not having regular updates, but I can guarantee to you that in the background, behind the scenes, this deal is advancing. Man United and Chelsea are talking. Man United and Chelsea have very good relationship. The CEO of Manchester United, Omar Berrada, has a very good relationship with the hierarchy of Chelsea. So conversations are underway on the transfer fee. There is a gap, but they are talking. Today, I can tell you that in the last 48 hours, Bayern, while they didn't find an agreement with Chelsea, at least at the moment, for Christopher Nkunku, they called Alejandro Garnacho's camp to understand the situation of Garnacho. The answer from Garnacho was, thanks, fantastic club, but I only want to go to Chelsea. For Garnacho, it's very clear. I keep telling you that for weeks. Garnacho will not go to any other club. At least today, this is his position. Chelsea or stay in Man United, even if he's out of the squad, for him is okay. Stay there, train, and see what happens. But for him is Man United or Chelsea. And Man United, we know the relationship is completely broken. So it's basically Chelsea or nothing. This remains the case for Garnacho. The negotiation is ongoing, is underway, and so we will follow that situation.
However, some reports are saying, including Sky Sports, saying that Chelsea are evaluating Ganacho on 25 million. But if Omar Berrada has those kind of relationship, and we know that the 50 million, 55 million mark is the benchmark, Manchester United should stand firm and not sort of sell Ganacho for the 25, 30 million. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because Ganacho, if you've been following me, holds the key if Manchester United could go for another midfielder and a potential goalkeeper. Why? Because Ganacho is homegrown talent and is pure profit on FFP. We know that Manchester United are looking for a very important midfielder and a goalkeeper, but Ganacho holds the key. There's always been the notion after the buying of Benjamin Sesko that we will address the market and the potential market with a midfielder and a goalkeeper. However, there is to be sales to be made by the bomb squad. We're talking about Jadon Sancho, Ganacho, Anthony, Rasmus Højlund. But the most important one, which Manchester United are banking on to cash in, is Alejandro Garnacho. Because if Manchester United sell Garnacho for £50 million, that is a pure profit on the books in FFP, and 50 million, you can almost count that as a pure profit on your accounting books as triple the revenue, like 150 million. So how does that unlock Manchester United going forward? Well, simple as that. If we go into the timeline and we speak about Brighton, we speak about Paul Barber, the CEO, we speak about Manchester United, I believe that the initial meeting was to understand the conditions. Is he for sale, Beleba? What will it take to get Beleba over the line? And I believe at that point of time, Manchester United didn't really have the funds because they didn't really understand if Ganacho will be sold or nothing. So they made a silly offer to say, well, off the air, 60 million plus add-ons. And Paul Barber says blank no. He's evaluated on 100 plus, 115 million plus. If you want to come back when you do have money, and this is key. Could it be that Manchester United only acquired for Beleba and got the gist and understanding what will it take? Now, I'm not going to be that person to say that Manchester United will go back in for Beleba, but strangest thing has happened before in the transfer window, especially when it's 10 days left. We know that Rúben Amorim really wants Beleba. We know that Manchester United sets the target. This is the key player that will transform our overall midfield and the way we want to play, and that is Carlos Beleba. There is reports saying, well, if we can't get in this summer window, we will get next summer window. But however, the price will most likely go up. So this is a window of opportunity right now. I don't certainly believe that Manchester United just walked away without understanding what is feasible and how they can actually get Carlos Beleba over the line. Now, let me know in the comment section below, because I believe that the sale of Ganacho and Oman Barada needs to be very strong and firm to say, listen, we will not sell him for less than £50 million because we want to invest in our future. And if you sort of look at what Chelsea's trying to do, it's pretty much to say, well, we evaluate him on 25 million because at the end of the day, you don't want him. Well, it's like me and you walking into a store in a way. We look at this item, this gadget, and we see a little bit of a scratch on it and say, listen, I want a discount. The item is perfectly performing well, but there is a little bit of defect, and therefore I want 50% off. And this is not the way it's going to work because the output is still the same. Might be a little bit defect, but hey, you still want the full price. If you know, you know. On the other hand, if you look at Chelsea, what they're doing, Madueke comparing to, Ganacho, the outputs of Ganacho in terms of goals and assists are much higher than Madueke, and they sold Madueke to Arsenal for 55 million. So there is a yardstick to be negotiated 100%, and do not buckle, because the triangle drama regarding Chelsea and the potential purchase of Ganacho, it's all depending on one player, and that is Christopher Nkunku. Know that Bayern Munich came in and asked about Christopher Nkunku from Chelsea. Chelsea said only cash, no loan, and Bayern just wanted to have a loan, which is straight like no. On the other hand, RB Leipzig, which is the triangle drama here, which Manchester United bought Benjamin Sesko, needs a striker, and they have inquired regarding Christopher Nkunku, and they are willing to put the cash in. So keep your mind and eyes on that one, because that's going to transpire how the price will be set for Ganacho, in my opinion. Now let's move on. The sale of Ganacho, will that unlock a goalkeeper? 100%. Will the sale of Ganacho, change the mind of Omar Barada and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, which is reporting they're going to have a meeting to strategize, similar to what we did when we sold Rashford. That was the catalyst. As soon as Rashford went, we went all in for Benjamin Sesko. That's the way they're operating at the moment. Now, this is hypothetically, but if only pink elephants can fly, that will be the story. Now, we're going to move on as well regarding Ganacho, because there's some sources within the backroom staff confirming that it is 50 million or nothing. They are more willing to keep Ganacho in terms of this negotiations to say, listen, he's not on high wages for us. We don't mind to have him sitting on the fence for the remaining of the season and playing with the reserves. No problem at all. Because at the end of the day, the pressure is on Ganacho. Ganacho wants to get into Argentina World Cup. So that's the stance of Manchester United. If they don't get what Manchester United wants, which it will evaluate them to go to the next level so they can strengthen the squad and bolster. If they don't get the money, they will not sell Ganacho, in my opinion and my understanding. So they're more willing to keep Ganacho sitting on the bench or on the fence, not even being part of the first team for the remainder of the year, and potentially address it in the January window. This will affect Ganacho more than Manchester United, as Manchester United do not want to sort of be the old Manchester United of the past. Now, moving on, Rúben Amorim's new era. And if we're talking about the past, we're talking about relentless, right? Have you noticed something different after this Arsenal game in the preseason? This is where Rúben Amorim told everyone at the end of the season speech that a new era begins. We will suffer, but this is my time at Manchester United. And I agree with Rúben Amorim, because last season he came in, he didn't have time to implement his style of play. Players were sluggish, players were undertrained, there was no intensity, there was no fire. So basically this transfer window, Rúben Amorim and the recruitment staff went and bought Premier League proven players that had legs and that had an engine. And that is what Rúben Amorim always said he wants. Relentlessness, 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 tempo, tempo, tempo. Now I'm going to play you a clip from Mr. Stephen Housen, which I admire, and Rio Ferdinand, and they are pretty much spot on. So if you haven't noticed, pay attention to this, because I agree. Stephen Housen and Rio Ferdinand. Let's play the clip.
When Manchester United are hitting you at 100 mile an hour like they were yesterday, that must have felt relentless at times for us.
That's the word.
They must have come off the pitch going, my
That's the
God.
word, Steve. Relentless.
The best Manchester United teams have had that relentlessness to them, that tempo, that physicality to them. Outside of the going to a back three, the one thing I noticed with Rúben Amorim's system was it was very, very slow and very deliberate. Like, we were frustratingly slow. And you see the Stretford end kicking off with Onana all the time because he would slow it down every single time he got it. And I felt like it was deliberate. Yesterday, like Rio's already sort of touched on, the tempo had gone up 5 or 6 levels. And I think that's throwback Manchester United.
Why is that, Steve? Why is that? Forget tactically. He's already said this, because physically they was not at the level last season to play Rúben Amorim style football.
That was absolutely spot on. I could not said it better. Like, if you understand football, if you understand Rúben Amorim's, if Man United this season is coming to you on 100 miles per hour, which we saw evidently against Arsenal. We had Mbeumo bombing forward. We had Cunha unstoppable. We have Bruno Fernandes playing him. In the interchange in the second half, Amad Diallo running on tired legs. This is the Manchester United new blueprint. Last year, we couldn't really play that system because we had players like Ganacho that were not tracking back. We had players that really looked lethargic. But this season, it looks laser sharp. And this season, it is Bruno Fernandes leading the line, playing a little bit more deeper, but relying that the balls and the pressing with 6 players going forward and defensively tracking back and being solid in the shape, which leads that a goalkeeper, what they've been saying, they're happy to keep Onana or Bayanda because at the end of the day, the defense will be good, because our focus and our strength is to apply pressure this season with athleticism, with bombing forward all the time. The relentlessness of Sir Alex Ferguson is rejuvenated. Let me know your thoughts and feelings regarding this. I see a mini Sir Alex Ferguson here at Rúben Amorim, and I think that we are in for a special treat. This is the season when we are actually going to see what Rúben Amorim's style of play is all about. And I'm more than excited because I saw that in the preseason. I saw that against Arsenal. And I was thinking to myself, this was Manchester United under Rúben Amorim only applying 60% of the overall capacity, because we saw at the end of the, and the game when the referee blew the whistle, the players were just falling down on the ground and grasping for air. And this is competition for places. This is Rúben Amorim applying standards. If you're not doing what I'm telling you, you're benched. And however, we still need a goalkeeper. Senne Lammens is reported will be the one that comes in. But all depends on Ganacho, guys. Let me know your thoughts and feelings regarding this. Could Manchester United, with the sale of Ganacho, utilizing the pure profit FFP and come back for Beleba? Certainly, I think they could. But will they do it? It's up to you to decide. This has been Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV, giving you a little bit of a 10 minutes morning video. And I hope I made your day. Guys, do not forget to do what? Like and subscribe. And we shall see you to the next one. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Send it.